Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see a girl. She is very scared. Disturbed, thinking about something. She has strange stains on her body. She is very afraid and saying doll. She tells all this to her friend. Then he says to relax, everything will be normal. She cries a lot though. Just then she sees a baby soul dressed in white behind her friend. So she gets more scared. Not knowing what to do, she stabs the fork in her throat. So she dies. Then we see a doll. In the next scene we see a family. They have recently come to this place. They participate in the communion festival held in the church. There sat Sarah and her mother. Sarah is the eldest daughter. After communion everyone comes out. Just then, a lady comes to Sarah in fear. She asks Sarah about her daughter Marisol. Actually, her daughter went missing after the communion festival. No one even knows where she is. So every time she comes here she asks everyone about her daughter Marisol. Just then the church father and some people come and take her away. Sarah is very bored at home. So she goes to the pub with her friend Reeb. Sarah doesn't like pubs, but today she really enjoys the pub. First time also takes drugs. A person sells those drugs in a pub. Sarah dances and stares at a man. His name is Pedro. They like each other very well. Later Sarah and Reeb come out to go home. Then they ask for a lift to a car. Drug dealer Tono and Pedro are sitting in it. Then they all go in the car. Then Tono speaks strangely. Then they drive the car out of the forest. Because they want to spend some more time with those girls. Reeb asks them why we are going from the forest. And says go off the highway. However, they ignore her words. Then Sarah screams and says I just saw a baby in white clothes. Then they all come out and look for the baby. Then they see a doll. Then Sarah takes the doll. Because this doll might belong to the baby, Sarah thinks that if the baby reappears, this doll will be given to her. But the baby is not seen again. Sarah comes home with the doll. The girl who died at the start of the movie had the same kind of doll. Next day Sarah goes to bathe. Then a strange stain appears on her hand. She ignores the stain and goes to her friend. Reeb tells a story with Sarah. A communion girl wearing a white dress is seen by the people in this town. That girl also had a doll. Bad things will happen to whoever has that doll. Maybe you saw that girl last night. I think this doll belongs to be the girl. But Sarah doesn't believe what the Reeb says. Later she goes to the church father to find out the truth. Father, looking at the doll with her, this doll is not the doll you thought. He says it is a normal doll that children play. Father's face looks suspicious and hides something. Then she goes home and takes a bath. Just then a girl wearing white clothes attacks Sarah. Later Sarah appears in a well. The well is filled with water. Later the girl wants to kill Sarah by drowning her. Sarah screams in fear. Then Sarah's parents come into the bathroom. Sarah is unconscious. Then her parents somehow bring Sarah to conscious. Later her parents get very angry with Sarah. They think Sarah is acting strangely because of taking drugs. Hearing this, Sarah gets very angry and goes to the Reeb. Sarah tells her friend everything that happened. She shows the stain on her hand to her friend and says that strange things are happening. The stain on the hand is getting bigger with the passage of time. Then the Reeb shows that a similar stain is also on my body. They think this happened because Tono was not given quality drug. Later they both go to Tono and tells about the stains on their skin. Then he says my drugs are of good quality. I also take these drugs. I didn't get such stains. Then the girls leave from there. Actually Tono lies to them. He also has a stain. The Reeb goes home. Her father has a drinking habit. He is always drinking. So he used to scold and beat his daughter. After a while she goes to a bar. After going to the washroom there, unexpected events happen there. Besides, the girl in the white dress scares the Reeb. So she gets scared and runs away from there. Later she calls Sarah and tells everything that happened. Now the devil approaches the Reeb again. Then she gets shocked. Immediately Sarah leaves for the Reeb. When she went there, she found the Reeb unconscious. Last time Sarah lost consciousness like same Reeb. The soul of the Reeb also resides in a well. The devil wants to kill the Reeb. But in time Sarah brings her to conscious. Therefore the Reeb survives. Now both the girls are scared. They leave near Tono. Because they think that devil will kill Tono too. Now we look at the Tono. The devil also scares him a lot. Now he is so scared that he runs away in his car. That devil is inside the car too. On seeing her, Tono suddenly gets scared and is unable to control the car and gets into an accident. So he dies there. Seeing all this Sarah and Reeb are very scared. Later they meet Pedro. Sarah tells him everything that happened. A few years ago, similar incidents happened between two sisters. They had one such doll. Later they both died. Next day they go to the dead girl's friend. His name is Antonio. Antonio tells that the two girls committed suicide. He further says that the doll has disappeared from there by itself. Now they understand that this is happening because of Sarah's doll. Then they leave to meet the church father. Father is not there. Then they see the communion videotape of 1998. After playing it, a girl named Marisol appears. She has a doll in her hand. That doll is similar to the one Sarah has. They realize that the devil chasing them is Marisol. Then Sarah remembers a lady looking for Marisol. Marisol is that lady's daughter. So Sarah wants to meet the lady. Meanwhile, the devil attacks them. Now the devil wants to attack Pedro. Because only these four were there when the doll was found that day. One person died in it. Now comes Pedro's turn. The devil tries to kill Pedro. He also falls into the well. But at the right time Sarah Deeb to save Pedro. That church father is already dead. He was killed by that devil. Pedro's body also has a stain like theirs. They all want to go to Marisol's mother's house together. But just then Deeb father comes there. He scolds Deeb for not going college and takes her home with him. There he beats her well. Then the devil comes home and scares the Deeb again. Then she gets very angry and attacks her father with a knife. Later, Deeb cries a lot because she doesn't understand what she has done. Sarah and Pedro go to Marisol's mother's house and ask about Marisol. And also show the stains on them. Then she tells that similar stains on my daughter's body too. So everyone stayed away from her. She was very sad about that. Everyone made fun of her even on the communion day. So she ran away by crying. She cries saying that she has not come back since that day. Then Sarah says don't worry. Next time if your daughter comes I will talk to her lovingly. Then they both leave from there. Later the Reeb joins them. Together the three go to find the devil. There the devil attacks them. She attacks Sarah and throws her into the well. The devil gently approaches Sarah and hugs her. Sarah is very scared. Then she remembers Marisol's mother's words. No one cares about that girl. Sarah also hugs the girl. Then water comes into that well. So Sarah keeps drowning. She still holds Marisol though. Then Marisol's spirit leaves by itself. Sarah has a skeleton in her hand. Then they think the whole situation is normal. Then they go home. Sarah goes home and sees her sister holding the doll. Immediately Sarah grabs the doll. Sarah's sister also has a stain on her hand. Then Sarah doesn't understand anything. Marisol wonders why this happens even after the spirit leaves. That's when strange sounds come in that room. The bed rises by itself and flies aside. Then a devil comes out from a corner. Now movie goes into Marisol's flashback. Actually, that doll is not Marisol's doll. A dog gives this doll to Marisol. Whenever she starts playing with this doll, she gets many stains on her body. There is already a devil in that doll. That devil kills everyone. This is how this movie ends. 99% people watch my videos without subscribing. I am working hard to make these videos. My humble request to subscribe my channel to grow.